So I go to church, and they're passing the offering plate around. I'm feeling particularly guilty that day because, I don't know, I yelled at the wife, or I, did something stupid earlier that week. I don't know. So it's funny how the level of guilt you have directly correlates with how much money you throw on the offering plate. I don't know. It does for me. I feel like, all right, well, I got to make this right. And then you ever do this? Like, if you go to church with your family, no one puts in the offering plate. It's always up to Dad. So I'm like, if I go alone, I'll throw a $5 in. But if I'm there with like 4 people, I have to throw like a 20 in because I feel like it's the price of admission for each person. I don't know. I don't know what's the right amount to put in because everybody puts them in those little envelopes. Maybe some guys only putting $1 in there. I don't know. All I know is I don't want to look like I'm only putting $1 in because people see that. So I'm like, all right, here's a, or when they do the surprise offering on you, they did that to me once. They, the offering comes when you're not ready because you go to a new church, and the offering plate comes around, and I'm like, oh, and I'm fumbling through, and I get my money out, and I'm like, okay, I need to make good impression, because I'm sitting, wall to wall people, I'm like, because it was Christmas service, because we don't go all the time. So while I'm there, I don't look like the schmo that only puts $1 in. So I'm fumbling through trying to find there's a 20, there's a 10, oh, a 5, no, that's not too. And you do this little thing in your head, you're like, okay, 5's not enough, 20's, I don't want to give a bunch. 10, yes, a 10. So I put the 10 in. I'm like, all right, feeling good. $10, $10 bill, that's good, we're good. And so that offering goes around, and this offering is for our mission in Peru, and thank you for your generous blah, blah, blah. And inside I'm thinking, Peru? I don't want my money going to Peru. What about the people here? There's people who lost their homes all over the country here. Why do I have to do a mission all the way down to Peru? I mean, I get that it's a sister church and they're, poorer than we are. But we got some pretty damn poor people here. We got people who lost their homes in tornadoes. Why are we missioning here? And then they send the second offering around. And this one's for the new organ that we're saving up for because, they play the organ. It's like, sounds like a bad baseball game, I expect to hear that because that's how the organ reminds me all the time. You ever go to church and you put something in the offering and you feel like you're not getting your money's worth? Like it's some sort of Broadway show. You go to one of these churches, it's a really bad production, and you just can't get into it. You're like, oh, this is so awful. And then you feel guilty because you're trying to do the right thing, and you're just hating the whole experience, You're like, oh, when's it over? You're looking at your phone, you're looking at everything around you, you're looking at all the people around you, and just looking to see if people are as bored as you are. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one. That's just, There was a while that we used to go to various churches. We moved to a new city. Well, you go try a church. You're like, ugh, I can't go to this church. You go to another church. Oh. I went to this church in Colorado. It's like all like uber cream cheese white folks. And the singing and the musical, I don't say performance, but presentation of the service was so void of any like soul or any feeling. I was like, that's how black people see white people. I get it. No wonder they think we're all stale and pasty and lame. Look at us. I was so ashamed. I was like, oh man. Anyway, we couldn't go to that church anymore.